Yo, this is Deontay the Bronze Bummer Wilder, heavyweight champion of the world, and you're watching Real Fans, Real Talk.
Face facts, what up?
Yo, this is Deontay the Bronze Bummer Wilder, heavyweight champion of the world, and you're watching Real Fans, Real Talk.
Face facts, what up?
RealFansRealTalk.com, where Arthur Diamonds, Trip Young, and intern Tom for the white and black fans, Asia to Manhattan. I get all my facts from my bro Mark the Statsman. If you're not tuned in, I recommend the CAT scan. And if your brain checks out, then you deserve a backhand. Sports, gossip, all the hot topics. RealFansRealTalk.com got it. They got the hottest bloggers.
Is Jeremy Lin hurt?
Well, log onto the site and you can hear it from them first. I'm talking about the latest. I'm talking about the greatest. Go check out the archives. Even tell a neighbor. Tell her Bobby sent ya. From spring to winter, tuning in should be the only thing on your agenda. Certified cosign, you know what I'm about, son. RealFansRealTalk.com. I'm out one. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, real talk. RealFansRealTalk.com. RealFansRealTalk.com. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, real talk. RealFansRealTalk.com. RealFansRealTalk.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another live episode of Real Fans, Real Talk. I'm Mark the Statman Skevich. We got a great show lined up for you tonight. Baseball is officially back. NBA and NHL playoffs are around the corner, and we got retired NBA player and former St. John's alumni Erick Barkley in the building. But before we get into all that, let me introduce my co-host, the one and only Trip Young. What's going on, Trip?
I mean, what can I say? I'm in a great mood today. Opening day, Giancarlo Stanton, he definitely, set the tone. I think 28 is on the horizon. Yep. I'm just going for one day. Just for one day. 2 home runs today and a beautiful win. Football season is almost around the corner. We got some Odell news today, and it's a whole lot going on. But we're gonna get into that in a minute, man. What we doing?
Well, the transition for Stanton putting on that Yankee emblem on his head is definitely a good one. He seems a little comfortable.
I would say
uniform.
I would say so. I'm happy about that. Definitely the right decision. That lineup is very crazy with him, Judge, Sanchez, Didi, and the rest of those guys. So I'm so excited about baseball season this year.
You're already looking forward to the Yankee parade?
I'm looking forward to the parade. I reserved my spot, third row center. I didn't want to be too greedy and sit up in the front.
Understandable.
But yeah, it's definitely a good look with the Yankees this season. I can't wait, man. We're gonna be at the stadium soon. I'm actually going next week. I couldn't wait. So I'm actually going next weekend to a game. I got to see these guys live and in living color at Yankee Stadium. So I had to get some tickets in early.
Definitely. But the Giants made some moves in the offseason. But what's up with your boy Odell?
Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Not that he's using it, but he's in hotel rooms with a woman that's using them, those kind of things. So now the Giants are talking about whether or not they're going to trade him, but they said they weren't going to trade him, but then they said that they wouldn't take anything less than 2 first-round draft picks, and they also said that nobody is untouchable. So I think we got to wait and see a little bit. I would love for Odell to stay with the Giants, but if he's going to keep doing this nonsense, getting in the fights at the bar, being in a hotel room,
and plus he's coming straight off of injury. We don't even know if he's going to be as dominant as he was. I'm pretty sure he will be, but,
So, but I'll take 2 first-round draft picks if we got to let him go,
But, I mean, 2 first-round draft picks, first-round draft picks don't always work out. So, I mean, the probability of 2 for that depends how high in the
Odell's
first
not
round.
working out right now.
Well,
the antics off the field. I mean, the year that he was healthy, we did win 11 games. But outside of that, he's getting hurt, and then the stuff that he's doing outside of football is becoming a huge distraction. I mean, the videotape of him in the hotel room was just crazy in itself, and then to come right back after that. And you're in another situation, and then now you're talking about you want to be the highest paid player in football. You're going to hold out.
That's a little ridiculous because you're looking at he's not, like Eric Sanchez said on the recent blog, which is on the RealFansRealTalk.com website. He was saying quarterbacks are the highest paid players, and you're not you're not deserving because you're not as important as a quarterback is.
Yeah.
It's just as simple as that. So
Now, when he's on the field, he is one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver
top 3
in
at
football.
least.
But I mean, still, clearly there's a difference between Odell Beckham Jr.'s and your Tom Brady's, your Aaron Rodgers, who are, it is what it is, that's the most important position. There's 2-3 wide receivers on the field. So he's not out there, by himself. So I don't know about the highest paid. Maybe he could just start with being the highest paid wide receiver in football. That'll probably work out better for him. But either way, he's going to have to get his act together because,
you're asking for all that after an injury and after the nonsense that you're doing in
exactly
the offseason.
Outside of football, which is crazy. If he just shut up, stick to playing football, get on the field, he's going to get that money regardless. So just come in this season. The Giants are in a good position right now. They got a couple of offensive linemen, so the O-line is looking really good. They got the number 2 pick in the draft. I want them to get Saquon Barkley out of Penn State. But, so they're in a good spot right now. They got a couple of pieces on defense right now. So if Odell comes in and just does what everybody knows him for doing, the Giants can get back to the playoffs, maybe even get to the Super Bowl this season. And then anything you want, you can pretty much have. You could write your own ticket after that. Just come in and play ball.
Yep, definitely. And there's more money in New York with sponsorship opportunities and everything, so he definitely doesn't want to screw up the opportunity, especially since we're looking at possibly Eli's 3rd champion as a Giant and 5th champion of the Super Bowl overall. Definitely with him, with all the moves that they made, they're definitely a contender, barring injuries like what happened last year. But Johnny Football, speaking of people who can't seem to get their life together off the field, seems like Johnny Football has gotten rehabilitated, so to speak, and he's looking to come back.
I'm liking what I'm hearing from him right now. He sounds like he's on the right track. Now, whether or not he stays there, it's too early to tell, but from what I've seen in the past couple of weeks, he's keeping his head clear. He's playing football. He had the workout over at Texas A&M, his alma mater. A couple of teams came out. I know the Patriots were talking about him. He said he'd be willing to go play in the CFL, first, if that's what it takes for him to get back in the league. I'd love to see him get another shot, So we just going to have to wait and see on that one. But I definitely do like the change in his attitude because, from the day he got drafted, walking up with the money sign, just the arrogance was just a little crazy. And then, he got drafted to the Browns, which kind of sucks because, it doesn't help that they were a horrible team, but it wasn't like he did anything that was really impressive to say, all right, well, he should definitely be there. But, he took some time off, got his act together.
It looks like the CFL is probably what's going to happen. You don't think an NFL team will give him a shot, or what's your thoughts on that?
It's possible. Because, everybody needs a backup. I think he's definitely, just going off of what we saw of him the last time he was on the field, definitely I would have him as a backup. You never know what can happen in this league. We saw, Carson Wentz go down and Nick Foles step in, for the Eagles and play well. And quarterbacks go down. Aaron Rodgers went down. I think Johnny Manziel will be a better backup than the guys that they had.
Yeah, talent-wise, he'll most likely be a good 2nd or at least 3rd string. But I don't think a team would really. I think most NFL teams would want to see him play
first
in the NFL for a year and make sure, even if he doesn't, start whatever, just make sure his personnel. Well, he'll start in the CFL, but make sure his personality and the party life is over. The recklessness is over before taking a chance. Because if he's a backup quarterback and he's got the media attention for something like Odell Beckham did, whatever, they don't need that distraction, especially for a backup quarterback.
At least with Odell, he's actually one of the best guys, best wide receivers in the league. But no, listen, I hope it works out. Like you said, he did say he'll try for the CFL and do that. If not, Jim Jones did say he wouldn't mind him playing for the Richmond Rough Riders. Because Jim Jones got a little stake in the team. They're actually having their season home opener Saturday in Virginia. So myself and Statman and Eric are gonna go down there for that, and we're gonna bring you guys back up some game footage, some footage with the players, and Jim himself. So we are definitely looking forward to that.
So the NFL finally figured out the catch rule, but the more controversial rule that they put in is they're trying to avoid the helmet-to-helmet collisions by penalizing players for lowering their head. This is an offensive player or a defensive player. If you're lowering your head, then
you know what? Every week is something new with the NFL. I mean, this is gonna be rough. I know Richard Sherman was talking about it. He's kind of confused, which I'm sure a lot of the players are confused by this right now. I mean, this is something, you know, with the concussion protocol that they've been trying to get together, you know, for years. They're going to continue to have to work on this because of everything that's been going on with CTE and, you know, players during their careers, after their careers, the way that they're being affected by all of these hits to the head. So they're going to have to continue to work this thing out. I'm pretty sure this is not going to be the end-all, be-all.
So over or under 20 years before we're playing flag football in the NFL?
I would hope not that it will be the hoper. I don't want that at all, but, you know, it's rough because, you know, that's what football is. We spoke about it with Walter Thurman a couple of weeks ago when he came on. I mean, it's a violent sport, you know, so guys are going to get hurt. Guys know that coming into this league. This is what they're signing up for. So, I mean, as long as, you're not out there just playing dirty, you know, headhunting, I think that, you know, guys will be okay. It's a fast sport, you know, so.
I mean, especially if running backs can't lower their head. I mean, that's just changes the game. Stat-wise, because every running back coming in the league, you got, you know, the guys who truck like a Jerome Bettis or something who's lowering their head for extra yardage and stuff. You're not trucking anybody if you can't lower your head. You're just gonna get taken down a lot easier. So
that's gonna mess up Madden with the hit stick and the truck stick. I don't know what's gonna be going on, Statman. We got to get it together, but we got a whole lot going on, and we did mention earlier in the program we got Erick Barkley in the building. We might need to recruit him if he can still, you know, if he still get up there for the dunk contest at the Ballin' for Peace charity game. You know, and that might be you know, I don't know if we can still do that, bringing in a ringer, but we have to talk to him when he gets on the set. But we're going to bring him out in a minute. We got to show a little bit of love to the Real Fans, Real Talk family. Cortez, we're going to finally get to it this week, the Bodega video. As soon as y'all say we're ready in the back. Oh, shout out to the Vish Merrick family in the building. Yeah, make sure y'all checking it out on Amazon Prime. Season 1 is out there right now. So a big shout out to the Vish Merrick family. And as soon as y'all ready, let's get it.
You want bank? You want bank? Don't count. That's crack. That's crack. That's head crack.
You gonna pay up now?
That's crack. Let's get it.
Dímelo, mi hermano. Estamos aquí, tú sabes, a frente de la tienda joseando y tú. Dale pa' acá. Estamos activos, oíste.
Meet me at the bodega. Don't do me no favor. Talking about the cocaína. Whipping water, aquafina. Mira, papi, find me on the corner. Oye, know me, don't be running up. Ya tú sabes, got his body chronic and a narcotic, boy, you know, sir. Meet me at the bodega. Don't do me no favor. Talking about the cocaína. Whipping water, aquafina. Mira, papi, find me on the corner. Oye, know me, don't be running up. Sabe, got his body chronic and a narcotic, boy, you know what's up. Mira, papi, what you need? Did you know I got it for the law? We be rushing orders in and out the door. No, I'm on the go, hit me on the phone. Smoke the cig until your pack gone. Quarter waters got me back on. Sour power, so the pack strong. Know I had to dab him with the sad song. Oje, know me from the block, please. I could hook it up if you caught 3. Beef cook, over bread, I can heat his grill, that's a chopped cheese. Gold diggers and a chop piece. Talking chicken, that's a 5-piece. Only hit me if it's on the low. Treat the white girl like my side piece. Set up shop and let the money come. Chasing checks, now that's a money run. Red sweet, now that's a honey bun. These lucky charms make your honey nut. Hits the body from the corner store. If we run out, we gon' order more. I just clocked in, get your order on before they call the law. Meet me at the bodega. Don't do me no favor. Talking about the cocaína. Whipping water, aquafina. Mira, papi, find me on the corner. Oye, know me, don't be running up. Ya tú sabes, got his body chronic and a narcotic, boy, you know so. Meet me at the bodega, don't do me no favor. Talking about the cocaine, whipping water, aquafina. Mira, mira, papi, find me on the corner. Oye, know me, don't be running. Ya tu sabes, got his body chronic and a narcotic, boy, you know so. Yeah, bochinche, I hear all the chatter, make the block hot like it doesn't matter. See the mop dirty, but I stay clean and I begin to cut. I'm with the arm and hammer. Say please, boy, we know our manners. EBT, I swipe it like a scammer. Packing plastic case they wanna bag us. Gotta lay low, cause I'm on the camera. Ice cups, Henny bottles. It's a W, chickens wanna follow. On my cat sitting on bread. We be hitting numbers like we played a lotto. Welcome all to the family biz. Plus I gotta make a move, fellow. Plus I gotta flow right off the bean. I mix the malta with the butelo. Big cans, they in stock for you. And it's fresh up out the box for you. Getting digits both ways. Now that's a copy goo. I got the block approved. Keep the 40 in a brown bag. The can good, I got all types. Bodega, 24/7 all night, right? Meet me at the bodega. Don't do me no favor. Talking about the cocaine. Whipping water, aquafina. Mira, mira, papi, find me on the corner. Oye, know me, don't be running. Ya tu sabes, got his body chronic and a narcotic, boy, you know so. Meet me at the bodega. Don't do me no favor. Talking about the cocaine. Whipping water, aquafina. Mira, mira, papi, find me on the corner. Oye, know me, don't be running. Ya tu sabes, got his body chronic and a narcotic, boy, you know so.
Bro, it's fucking crazy, bro. I fucking walk over there, bro. It's fucking 25 fucking Spanish people there, fucking in this fucking place called the fucking Bodega. They make fucking rice with the fucking beans.
Oh, what's good, baby? How you doing, my brother? Pop back. Hello, Kel, what's good?
Hey, ¿cómo está, papito?
Yo, I'm looking, yo, how much is that thing over there, that tape up there?
¿Cuál?
Okay, ahí arriba. There's one up there, my brother.
Eso ahí, 3 pesos.
The chapstick, bro, with the chapstick.
Chapstick. Chapstick es un pesito nada más.
And the batteries.
¿Qué?
La batería.
O la batería, esos son 5 pesos.
Yeah. How about that thing over there, that little ring?
Ring, ¿qué ring?
The ring right there, over the bay aspirin.
Eso, dame 10 pesos.
Nah, bro, that's too much, bro. Look, I think I take this.
Mira, puñeta, todo eso
Yo,
iba a
that's
comprar
it, that's all I
eso.
need,
Yeah.
Yo, I'm
Vete
out here,
pa'l
but
carajo.
ahorita, yo, be good.
Damn, papi. I know you getting old, but you blind now too. You didn't just see him. That dude just robbed your ass. ¿Qué? No me digas. Mira, cabrones. Cabrones que son aquí vendiendo droga todo el día y cuando me están robando no hacen la puñeta. Ah.
Yeah, we ready?
Okay.
Ready to go? Sure, yeah.
Where we at? Video shoot, talk to me nice.
Don't be running up. Yo, just turn up on his verse.
Meet me at the bodega. Don't do me no favors. Talk about the arena.
All right, we are back live here on Real Fans Real Talk, and we added the 2 Erics in the building. You already know the regular Eric Sanchez,
I'm
blog
just a
writer.
regular Eric today, you know. Just a
regular Eric.
He was still at the bodega. That's why he was late
I
today
just actually came
with
back from
Cortez over there.
And we got former NBA player, St. John's alumni, Erick Barkley in the building. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having
sir,
me,
yes,
guys.
sir.
Pro.
Appreciate it. Thanks for being.
Now, since you're a guest in our home, would you like an adult beverage?
I wouldn't mind, no problem. No
All right,
problem
we got
at all.
our new bartender in the building.
Leanne, what up?
Thank you
I
so
like
much.
that shirt too. Where you get that shirt
That's
from?
a very nice shirt, Leanne.
That's what up. Right, it feels good to have the ball back. We had to wait and bring it back, when we had a special guest on. So since Erick Barkley is in the building, we definitely had to bring the ball back today. And we got a whole lot to get into, man. Where should we start at, though? Should we go back to St. John's, which is superstar legend status?
We'll go even further back.
Or you want to go to Christ the King?
We'll do the.
Let's go.
We'll do the bio. The life story of Mr. Erick Barkley.
Yeah.
When did you first pick up a basketball?
Oh, man, age of 6.
Age of 6?
Yeah, age of 6, not too far from the establishment we in now, Navy All Boys and Girls Club.
Okay.
That's right there on Nassau Street. It's located in Farragut Housing Projects over there in that area.
Sir.
Picked up a ball at 6 years old. A guy named Joe Francis, was the coach there at the time. It was a funny story. I went to him and I told him, I said I wanted to be an NBA player.
Mm-hmm.
So, he had me dribble the ball. He said, all right, you want to be an NBA player? Dribble with your left hand around the court. He just forgot about me. He left me there for hours. He left me there for hours. I would let he have to tell a story, but he left me there for hours.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it worked out. Maybe that was part of his plan to get you to the NBA, leaving you there for hours, But one thing, because we spoke about this, we had a couple of boxers on last week. Justin Biggs, we had 2 weeks ago, and Marlon Brown, and we were telling them about, speaking things into existence. So at 6 years old, you spoke that into existence that you wanted to be in the NBA, and sure enough,
absolutely, hard work
got drafted, first round draft pick, as a matter of fact.
By him forgetting about me, it made my left hand a lot stronger.
Yeah, it worked out.
Yes, indeed.
It's one of the basics in coaching basketball. Well, go ahead.
I apologize. Being a kid from the city, was St. John's always your number one choice, or was that something that came about as you got closer to making that decision?
Great question. Actually, St. John's wasn't on my list. After Christ the King, I went away to prep school, which is MCI, Maine Central Institution, up in Maine. I got homesick. As soon as I got to Maine, it was boring. All I saw was trees, snow, cold weather.
You got a party inside the dorm rooms. Come on, everybody know that.
The dorm rooms is a different life, but just the whole laid back kind of. It wasn't as fast like the city was.
Yeah.
It's something I wasn't used to. I got used to it. The coach there, Max Good, great coach. Had me adjust 100%. From the city life to suburban life. So it worked out. It worked out well.
Then you wound up back at St. John's though,
yes, which made me homesick. So as soon as when I came home on my first official visit to St. John's, I gave him a verbal commitment, man. I just wanted to come back home.
What was it like the first time playing in the Garden?
Whew, it was just a dream come true. Just all of your life, you just, you watch the NBA, you watch players, Patrick Ewing coming up, Mark Jackson coming up. You watch those players perform on that court, and you just want to get there yourself,
Speaking of players that perform, I just want to. Myself and Trippion, we have this LeBron Jordan thing. I mean, you watch Jordan play.
I played against Jordan.
He
was with the Wizards, yeah.
But is LeBron even really in the conversation?
Oh, man.
That sounds like hate coming back at you right there, Stan. I just want to bring that to the forefront. That sounds like a little bit of hate. You're supposed to be on the love tip now.
Me and my friends, we argue about this same conversation. One guy that's good friends with me, Jarrell Harris, he always say, do not mention Jordan's name in the same sentence with anybody. So with that being said, I agree with him. With that being said, Jordan is going to be all-time great, higher than anybody that ever played the game to me.
We're on the same page with that one. But back to the St. John's, did you play with Ron Artest?
Yes, that's my boy. I played ball with Ron since we was 12 years old with Riverside. That was our AAU program that we came up and played with. That's another story you guys could touch in on.
What is he like in real life? I mean, everyone, makes him seem like a psychopath.
Ron is he's a great kid, man. Great guy. As kids, you know, funny, likes to joke around, love video games. You know, and as an adult, same way, man. It's a you know, a father now, you know, a son, you know, and just a great down to earth guy.
Were you
Meta world peace.
yeah. That was my next question actually. During the Meta World Peace phase, were you in contact with him? Do you know what he was like? Why he decided to change his name and all that? Like,
well, you know, from my point of view, with Ron, from me talking to him, you know, I always told him, you know, to get rid of Ron Artest after the brawl, after the brawl at the Palace in Detroit. You know, so, you know, because every time you pulled his name up on YouTube,
that was it.
That brawl came up. So, you know, that was my emphasis to him, you know, kind of.
So you advised him to change his name?
A
Or?
little bit, but I ain't go with Meta World Peace. You know, that's his own thing is coming about.
Do you call him Ron? Do you call him Meta? Like, you know.
I slip up and call him, I say Ron, you know, from our childhood name, but, you know, I always had a nickname from him called Pac-Man. You know, because he always ate up everything in sight. So that's the name I had for him as a child. That's the name I call him today.
You, just to backtrack a little bit, you talked about you and Ron playing AAU together. What are your thoughts on the AAU circuit now? Because during your time when you and Ron played, it was still a big emphasis on playing for your school. Now a lot of kids aren't even playing for their school. They just want to play travel in AAU and speed up the process.
Oh, AAU now, it's a big joke. You know, you got these coaches out here that's manipulating these kids' mind, using the, you know, the Nikes, the Under Armours. They're using these programs to better themselves instead of the kid. You know, and by me, when I came up, you know, we had one guy. You know, his name was God bless. His name was Ernest Lorch. You know, Mr. Lorch. We didn't have to go nowhere to anybody for nothing. You know, anything we needed, he took care of us, and you know that's how it went.
And now, as you know, you mentioned your coach earlier today, but now you're actually doing some coaching yourself.
Yes.
And you actually have your own company.
Yes. Yes. Well, I have a partner, you know, Ms. Ruthie. You know, she's been around for years. You know, she started the program, Brooklyn Stompers. You know,
Okay. Oh yeah.
Playing under.
That's a fact. Yeah.
So now that I built a great name for myself to where, and I love to coach, and I train kids as well, and you know, I became a partner with her. So now, you know, I'm into the AAU thing myself, and hopefully I can guide these kids the right way and how I should go about.
How do the kids, or the parents, I should say rather, how do they get in contact with you, or if they want to bring their kid in?
You can just type me in on Facebook. You know, Erick Barkley. Just hit me up on Facebook. I'm public. Okay. You know, I'm not hiding from anybody. I'm here for your kids. I'm here to pass on the talent I was given by God.
It's always good to have an NBA player working with the kids. That's always a beautiful thing. Now, you mentioned earlier you play video games.
Yeah, why not?
All right, now. We have our NBA 2K tournament that we do second year. We just had our second year. We at the Barclays Center this past December for the finals. Now, one, are you good?
I'm good, but my son is better.
Okay. All right. Okay, so all right, good. I love the honesty. All right, so now you actually when you were playing, you were on
2K. I forgot the number.
That was the early 2K.
Yeah, that was early days.
Early 2K. But I know I was on one of the 2Ks.
You were.
I always play with myself.
Yeah. Now.
on the game.
On the video game. He used to use Erick Barkley
on the game.
On the video game.
It's a family show.
Now,
right?
I gotta say this because we had, like, you know, back when you were on the game. So I used to, you know, my cousin and myself, we used to create our teams. So you always managed to get on my team for some reason. I always picked you on my team, and I always won. So I guess, you know, because I tried to get somebody from the home team to get on my roster. So I'm glad that you played. We might need you to come down for next year's tournament, though.
No problem, man. No problem. I wouldn't mind beating a couple of people by 20 by the half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, y'all heard it here first. Listen, I love to see that. Did you? I mean, I know as growing up here, was it a goal to try to get to the Knicks at some point, or you just really you figured? Yeah, I'm not either. They're so bad. You know, I figure even
It
though
was
you're
actually,
from New
we
York,
was actually pretty good at that time. We
You
were all
know.
right at that time.
but yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't a Knicks fan, you know. I grew up liking Magic Johnson and the Lakers.
Okay. So you would wanted to go to the
So
Lakers?
after Magic retired, you stuck with the Vlade Divac and company?
Yeah, I always was a Lakers fan, man. I just always liked the Lakers. There was something about LA I always loved. And during the draft, when I got drafted, I was one pick away from being drafted. by the
Did they come to see you? Were they talking
Yeah,
to?
well, I did a couple of workouts for the Lakers, so you know they brought me in. They was impressed, but who knows how to draft? You know, one pick by a different organization could make the whole draft go into.
Yeah.
So who knows how that went?
And you wound up in Portland.
Yes, with a stacked team.
Yes. That
With
was
a stacked team, which we was called the Jailblazers.
was that Rashid?
It was a fun team, though. They was
Yeah.
well to watch anyway.
Steve Smith.
Steve Kerr.
Steve Curry, you had
Steve
out there.
Smith, great bunch of guys. You know, Rod Strickland. You know, just a great bunch of guys.
Yeah. How seeing Steve Kerr now being your teammate and seeing what he's been able to do with the Golden State Warriors, like what is that like? What he's doing?
He ain't doing nothing special.
Oh, it's just so you don't give.
I tell him that to his face.
Okay.
You know, Steve is a down to earth guy. You know?
Yeah.
We can talk like that. You know, but you put me in that position.
So anybody could coach anybody. So you think LeVar Ball was right? Yeah. What he said about anybody could coach them? Okay.
I like LeVar. I love LeVar Ball. You know, I love his son's game.
You like Lonzo? Oh wait, which son? Because well, first of all, let's
Lonzo.
Yeah, we got
Lonzo. You like
Trip,
Lonzo?
You know he's talking about Lonzo.
All right.
Come on.
We do got a fan mail question about the other ball since we're on the topic. Kenny from Trenton, New Jersey writes in, where do you guys think LiAngelo Ball will get drafted? Or do you think he'll get drafted at all?
Late second round.
We're going to let you take that one. Eric, that's
LiAngelo Ball. Great. From the looks of it, looks like he has a solid game. You know, I can't really knock his game. I think he should stay overseas for about 2 years, just to, you know, develop the professional, you know, style of play, and then come back over. Don't rush to come to the NBA right now. You know, it's not going anywhere. You know, learn the professional game first, then come over. You know, he already has the name and the publicity.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Now, you played overseas too. Could you tell us what that's like? You were in a few different countries. Greece. You were in the motherland for me, Poland. That's where my ancestors were. Played for two or three different teams out there.
Before going overseas, though, you were part of the trade that sent Kerr to San Antonio.
Yes.
So you just missed the opportunity to play for Pop, and actually they wanted a chip that year. Is that something you ever reflect on or think about, like, you know, if you got that shot?
Oh, that's a great question, because I was there up until, you know, halfway through the season. So, you know, I developed, you know, a good relationship with some of them guys.
Change your mic out. So.
Okay. You know, I developed a great relationship with some of those guys, Tim Duncan, David Robinson, you know, Tony Parker, Ginobili.
Just hold it up closer. I'm sorry.
Steven Jackson.
Technical difficulties.
Steven Jackson. You know, all those guys was, you know, real down-to-earth good guys. Popovich, great dude. You know, that organization, it was a different stepping stone coming from Portland, you know, because, you know, in Portland, the players kind of did what they want. When you got to San Antonio, it was kind of more of like a big brother, big, you know, father looking out for you type of thing there. You know, more professional there.
No, so you knew Tony Parker and those guys. What are your thoughts on Tony Parker calling out Kawhi Leonard with the whole injury thing, talking about, you know, his injury? They had the same injury. His was like 100 times worse. Like, what are your thoughts on him calling him out like that?
Well, Tony Parker got the right. You know, Finals MVP.
Yeah.
You know, he got a couple of championships. If Kawhi can't take nothing, some criticism coming from Tony Parker, you know, a guy that's established, then, you know, Kawhi Leonard got some soul searching to do.
Do you think he'll stay in San Antonio?
No, I think he's gone. I think he's gonna leave.
After there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, I think he's out of there. I think he's out of there. Just honestly speaking, I think he's out of there.
Who you taking this year?
Woo.
There's a lot of injuries going on right now, especially most of them is in Golden State right now.
NBA is like college basketball. It's up for grabs, I think. There's no real dominant team out there, I think. Houston is everybody's favorite. But James Harden and Chris Paul kind of disappear in the playoffs to me.
I
They
would
never
have to agree
played
with you
together
on that.
before, though. But
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
You know,
with
so
that.
James Harden disappears on the court, and Chris Paul disappears off the court.
So, you know, we just got to see how that's going to happen, how that's going to play out.
One more fan mail question while we're on the topic of favorites to win it all. Jerry from Queens wrote in, if Steph Curry misses the playoffs, are the Warriors still the favorite to win it all? I mean, you already said that the Rockets are the favorite, but what do you think as far as how do the Warriors stack up without Steph?
Not too good. Steph Curry is he's the point guard. He's the head of the snake. He's the coach on the court. Without that, you know, it's going to be hard for somebody else to come in and, you know, make the shots that he makes. And, you know, Steph Curry draws a lot of attention on court. I don't think Sean Livingston is the backup. He don't require the same type of attention Steph Curry would to get on the court. So with no Steph Curry, no championship.
Still Western Conference Finals and lose to the Rockets, or what do you think? How far do they go without Steph?
It depends who they get the first
Still
round.
got a big three there. You know?
They may play Minnesota in the first round. Jimmy Butler should be back
Jimmy
for the
will
playoffs.
be back for the playoffs.
So how do you think that matchup goes without Steph Curry? And we don't even realistically have a timetable for Clay's return.
I would go with Minnesota just for the simple fact, Cat.
He did put up a career high last night with 56
Golden
points.
State don't have a big guy that can guard
Keep
him.
up with him.
You
And
know,
we don't
so-
know. I don't know. Draymond with his back. Durant said he should be back. I believe it's either tonight or tomorrow, but from the rib injury. But it's definitely going to be rough.
And I think D Rose is a lost art. You know, a lot of people are sleeping on D Rose, and I think once he just get in the playoffs and that playoff
D-Rose,
atmosphere,
is he gonna play?
No, he gonna play. They got no choice, and they
he's on the roster of
right
Minnesota.
Now.
So.
They got to give him a couple of minutes in there. I mean, he did have a good move like 2 games ago. He had that one move.
This is Derrick Rose we talk about, man.
I mean, now when he's healthy, Rose is explosive, and that could be another piece off the bench for them. But
Right.
the question is he going to be on the court, though? That's the thing. Like,
I think so. He has a lot to prove to people. Like, he wants to remain in the NBA. He wants to remain, you know, healthy. So I think he's playing with a chip on his shoulder now.
What about the Eastern Conference? Is there a team that can take LeBron out?
Ooh, the East is up for grabs too. You know, Cleveland ain't been looking. You know, they haven't been looking too hot lately. But can't count LeBron out. You know, they'll do this like Benjamin Buttons.
Yeah,
He's not getting old at all.
that's definitely a fact right there. All right, so now I want to go back to because I'm Lakers fan.
Yes.
They freeing up a lot of cap room for next season. But how long do you think it'll take for the Lakers to get back to being the Lakers?
Only one decision away. You know, you got Magic Johnson. You know, driving. You know, he's in the league driving the truck. So with him at the wheel, can't go wrong. You know?
I mean, it's Magic. Anything is possible.
You know.
now is that one piece LeBron, or you feel just a solid piece in general? Because there's some good free agents coming up the next 2 summers.
You know, if I was a GM, you know, at the Lakers there, I would go after LeBron. You know, get rid of Randall. You know, to free up the money.
Yeah.
Get rid of Deng, Luol Deng contract as well. You know, just to free up the money, and you in position to sign like a George as well from OKC, Paul George. Maybe, you know, anything's possible in LA. You know.
How did you prepare yourself for your life after you finished with the game?
That's a great question, man. You don't really think about that, you know, especially if you don't come from like a strong foundation to where, you know, your agents was looking out for you, you know, if your family really knows the business, you know, you just living by the day. But, you know, the NBA helps you out, and, you know, they set up a 401k for you as soon as when you come in the league. So, you know, you put aside some money and, you know, you just live.
What advice would you give? I know we talked about we joke about Odell a little early in the show, but what advice would you give to younger players like Odell who continuously get in trouble outside of basketball?
Ooh, it was a song. Bell Biv DeBow. Never trust a big button smile. So, that just comes with the territory, man. Young, you have money.
Feel like
A lot of people
for the
gonna,
first time.
a lot of people gonna be drawn to you. You just gotta keep yourself surrounded by great people. Put God first, and just hope for the best.
They might need you. When are you gonna throw your hat in the ring when you gonna go up in the ranks and get another coaching gig, maybe and start in college and work your way up to the pros?
I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. I love, just teaching the youth. Just giving back to the kids. And to the kids that never really look forward to playing basketball. By putting the skill and confidence in the kid, and they actually going out performing what you taught them gives you a feeling that's priceless.
Have you seen any of your kids that you say that this kid can get to the league?
Yeah. I got a couple. I got a couple on the come up. My son is a great talent. His brother, Jalen Williams is a great talent. I got a couple of kids that's in Arbitrum Malloy, Dyrese Mitchell. He's going to be a great talent. It's a come up. A friend of mine that's in Cardoza, Najee, he's going to be a great talent. And all these guys are freshmen and sophomores, so,
There's a lot of time for them to develop.
Yes, indeed.
You talked about the AAU circuit now taking advantage of kids. The NBA recently came out and talked about them developing their own youth-style organization, similar to what overseas does with, like, soccer. What are your thoughts on the NBA getting more involved with the youth game?
I think it's helpful, but what are you really getting out of it? Are you doing it for the money? Are you doing it for publicity? Are you really going to get into these inner city, these bad neighborhoods and really, help these kids? I don't want to put the NBA on blast, but, most of the time the NBA do things just for publicity,
Absolutely.
So, I've been there, I've done it. Sometimes it's a joke, so it is what it is.
Should the NCAA pay the players?
Woo, that's a great topic because I came into some NCAA trouble.
You might need another drink on that one.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
You got something for us over there?
NCAA, man. NCAA. I think the players should be paid. You out there pouring out your heart and soul. Breaking bones, pouring out blood. Mm-hmm. Some players might suffer an injury to where they might not go professional. So I think they should be paid.
Especially since they're forcing them and not giving the elite players the option to come out of high school too. So
yeah, absolutely.
With the one and done
rule.
rule.
All these most of these Division I schools are generating a lot of money.
Absolutely.
They had they showed Alabama, the football team generated more money than a couple of pro teams.
Sure, Alabama just pull up Notre Dame.
Isn't it? Yeah, there's a lot of these
all
schools.
you do is pull up Notre Dame. They independent.
A lot of money.
Notre Dame, they pull in millions of dollars. If you really do the research on it, you would see how much money is in college basketball. And I think if
at least give them their endorsement for the merchandise.
Should but when they sell a college kid's jersey, you notice it's only the school's names on it. Yeah. And the number, the kid's name is not on it.
Yeah.
So who benefits from that? The school. So,
And then, like you said, you at St. John's at a peak of basketball because you guys got to go to Duke and play at Cameron Indoor.
Which we won.
Yeah, you guys did win there. But then also it was around the same time that like the NCAA basketball game was out, so your likeness is being used on a video game.
Absolutely.
But you're not getting anything from that.
Yeah, and after them long road trips, you might come home to an empty fridge, starving, and most of these people don't know that. So
how would you set a pay scale for players?
I think everybody should get the equal pay. And if
even if you're the 12th man on the team,
why not? We all a team. I don't think nobody should be. We all amateurs right now. Nobody's professional. So everybody should get equal pay. And if the basketball program brings in the most money, then the football or the baseball, then make sure that program gets what they get first, and then divide it with everybody else.
All right. Well, we got to get our ratings up. So the Ladybugs fans are we're getting restless. It's almost the end of the show. We got to bring Ladybug on there. But I want to remind everyone, make sure you're checking out our website, realfansrealtalk.com. Like us and follow us on social media at Real Fan Talk on Twitter and Instagram, facebook.com/realfansrealtalk. And of course, if you want to write in your fan mail questions, just fan mail at realfansrealtalk.com. You can get all our social media information, email addresses, everything on the realfansrealtalk.com website. We got some recent vlogs and blogs out there, so definitely want to check that out. A lot of good stuff there, including me retiring from the LeBron James hate club as Trip Young. I mean, you don't have to hate somebody to say that Jordan is better than him, hands down. I mean, that doesn't mean I hate him. I just don't think that.
No, but you was just throwing shade on him twice today. Now you threw a little shade on LeBron. And
Only
I would think with as bad as your Knicks are doing and will continue to do.
But how you guys skip Kobe? How everybody skip Kobe?
I would think Kobe is more along the same lines, play style.
I got LeBron ranked higher than Kobe.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
All time.
You're a Lakers fan, so there is a little bias.
After Mike, I got Kobe.
Oh man.
After Mike, I got Kobe. I played against Kobe, man. So
I mean, listen, Kobe's great. As much as I dislike the Lakers and Kobe, I always give Kobe his props. Even though I did put up the top 5 worst moments in Kobe's career.
He really took time out to
make
that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, but all right, come on. Did you see the Kobe Moon shoes with Adidas? Come on, you can't tell me those was hot. Come on. Don't tell me those was hot, man. All right, then.
I wouldn't buy them.
There we go. Exactly. I appreciate the loyalty, though. But you wouldn't bother me. When he got over the Nike, they stepped his game up with the sneakers. But between that and the rap career,
I had friends who bought the Moon shoes.
See, those are called blind Kobe fans that just will buy anything that Kobe puts out. Okay. But Ladybug, what's going on?
Nothing much was going on. Welcome. Sorry, I'm late. I always got to make that scene one time.
I thought you were suspended again.
Yeah, you almost was. If you had 5 more minutes.
I'm tired. I'm
not
tired
late.
of
We're putting you on the last 15 minutes of your usual schedule.
I'm tired. No, because I was doing good on the starting lineup, but then
I
was starting to taunt in the memos, and I had to let y'all know what happens when you taunt Ladybug and her fans. See what happened recently. Somebody claimed that somebody bit Beyonce, and the whole world went crazy. Now that's what happened.
Was it you that bit
it
her?
wasn't me. It would have been a love tap like everybody else said. But you see what happens. All the Ladybug fans is like, so what happened? She used to be here in the beginning. You see, they was hurt. And
getting your fans to protest against us.
That's what happened every time. The next time I get a suspension in the email, I'm gonna post it on social media. I'm gonna say, look, the unfair treatment at the workplace.
No, we're all for women's live and the whole women's movement. We support all of that, ladies.
Anyway, what's going on, guys? It's your favorite Ladybug. I have to come and let you know what's going on in the rumor mill of the athletic world. They give all the stats and all the logic, but I got to give y'all the tea. So, recently, Ronda Rousey, my BFF, we go back. I can't say like what on air, but we go back. And, she has made her debut in the WWE. And now other people's following suit. Recently, on TV, the Kids' Choice Awards, shout outs to Reese and Mercedes. I watch it with them. They said I had to watch it. Mike Tyson made an appearance. And he had a few words regarding Ronda. He's like, you know what? Hey, you're doing something right. I may jump into that too, I wouldn't mind Vince McMahon giving me a call back to the WWE. And that kind of got people going, like Mike Tyson back.
Mike Tyson gives nice checks out.
Yeah.
Just ask Floyd Mayweather.
Need the check, so
I let Mike Tyson pluck me for $1 million.
Easy.
That was the age-old conversation.
Yeah. Easy.
You not punching. You
Mike
can't
Tyson
punch.
is definitely asking for Vince McMahon to give him that call and possibly, sit down and get him back. Everybody remembers him back in the day. I remember him back in the day, but they haven't. He said in the Kids' Choice Awards, which is weird because these kids don't remember that. It was WWF at that point. They didn't even know the change. I'm aging myself. But anyway, they didn't know the change. So now him saying it on that platform, that's what got people confused. Like, Why would you say it here? Why wouldn't you say it in an adult type, event or adult type publicity platform, whatever? So, people heard out. You had the parents excited, but they're going into it and they're trying to see what's going on.
Parents are the ones that buy the tickets for the kids.
Yeah.
Though,
So and that's what I'm saying. It's a method to his madness, and he has a lot of stuff going on. He has his cartoon on Adult Swim. He has a lot of things, which is crazy. I seen the pilots. I watched a few episodes, but this man, he's a mad genius.
And his comedy specials were hilarious too.
So he still has some stuff up under his sleeve. So if you see this guy in WWE, you know where you heard it first. That's all I'm saying.
I love Mike Tyson.
But I just feel like he's entertaining. He's always just on and off of just what he does. He is entertaining.
Just a real Brooklyn breed guy.
Yeah, straight up.
Gotta love it.
But also too, everybody's going on with this Triple G and Canelo fight. People are still putting it in. The trial's April 10th. That is the date. Well, they set the date is April 10th, and Bob Arum was going off, and he was like, "Listen, if he is found guilty, he needs to be suspended. It just, signed, sealed, delivered. We don't need to go back and forth. If he is found guilty of this tainted meat, that's saying that's altering him. Stop it. This is a family show. Anyway, get your mind out the gutter. Anyway, if that, he put his foot down. He's letting everybody know, you can't let this ride. We can't be lenient. If he's gonna use this, it's like saying the dog ate my homework. So if we're gonna let this rock, then everything else should rock. So he's saying if he's found guilty, he needs to get suspended, and everything is just not happening.
They need to give the shot to the Brooklyn homie Daniel Jacobs. I know he has a fight coming up.
I was about to say
so it's kind of rough to throw him back in there. But myself, I know a lot of people felt like he actually won that fight versus Triple G. That's who they needed to give the shot to. But hopefully he'll get it once he gets this fight out the way. He get the W here, and then down the road. He can get it, but I ain't with that, Canelo. You gotta chill, bro.
I don't think the fight's gonna happen. He hasn't proven that the meat was contaminated. It's just hearsay at this point, and he failed 2 tests. It wasn't just 1.
Yeah.
So
exactly,
the fight isn't gonna happen.
And if they're gonna take this to trial and really follow up, they're just entertaining it, and it just makes them look crazy as well. So you gotta we're gonna follow up, always follow up and keep up, make sure real quick I gotta shout out my dad. The Mets won, so I gotta shout out my dad.
I'm a Mets fan too.
Dad, and the Be Free Awards, real quick. Be Free Awards was dope. Thanks to everybody. My dad was my date, and everybody was like in awe. So my dad had to say, "Tell the guys." Mets won today.
I mean,
so
the Yankees
I had
won too, though.
Excuse me. So both of my parents were happy. I can't be mad. But
it's a happy home today.
You see, it's a happy home. I'm
I heard
home.
this guy talking about the Yankees. I'm like, what about the Mets?
Yeah,
I agree.
You don't understand. You're new to the
have
couch.
rules about this.
John
There's
Franco is
rules
my
here.
guy,
Matter of
man.
fact, you should be
Yo,
bringing the
St.
Yankees
John's
up
guy,
today.
that's
You
my
drinking
guy.
again?
Nah, first of all,
See?
I didn't bring the Yankees up that day. I just spoke on wrongfully firing Girardi. But
Anyway,
we won today. You guys won today. So the
It's
city's
good,
happy.
all right,
The
we
whole
good.
city is happy.
It's big for New York.
That's why I had to end it off. I had to end it off my segment real quick like that. Make sure you guys follow me, Real Fans, Real Talk. Catch all the vlogs, blogs, and all your rumor mill in between.
And you brought up the Be Free Awards. Just first of all, congratulations to all the winners, but most importantly, congratulations to
That
the
was on my camera, making
MVP,
me
which
look
is
so
the biggest
nice.
award.
Every
To Mark. Congratulations. I don't know where he's at.
Right here, you see that?
There we go, right there. Congratulations to Mark.
Yes.
I think this is now the fifth MVP that works on Real Fans, Real Talk right now.
5 for 5.
5 for 5. The last 3-4 years we got
the last 5 years.
Yep, been on the
5.
team. So huge congratulations to Mark. So well deserved, and we definitely appreciate you and everybody else that's working on the crew behind the scenes that make this thing run every single week. We love all you guys because we couldn't do it without you. So definitely congrats again, brother. And then April 21st. We got Ballin' for Peace. We on our charity run, so make sure you guys come out. It's going to be at Elm Court Recreation Center in Queens. And, of course, the first ever dunk contest at the celebrity charity basketball
Who judging
game.
that? Who judging that again?
It will be judged by Real Fans Real
Oh,
Talk.
okay, all
We
right,
on
no
the
doubt, no
panel.
doubt.
Who's on this?
So
Who's on
once
this?
again, you still got time. If you do want to enter the dunk contest, we already got some submissions in. I'm gonna start playing the ones. I'm gonna put them up on the IG in the next coming week, or a couple of days rather. But if you do want to enter, you need to submit a minute. Or you could do a little less if you want, but an Instagram video, and make sure you tag at Real Fan Talk and at Ballin' for Peace, and we're gonna pick the top dunkers, and you will compete during the halftime of the celebrity game during Ballin' for Peace, and the winner will get some cash, some prizes. Big shout out to Sneaker Bar. They're gonna donate a gift card for you guys to come in and get a pair of sneakers. They're out in the Bronx, and they got some of the most exclusive sneakers. So anything you can't find in the stores, which is better, they're gonna have it right there at Sneaker Bar in the Bronx. And then of course Rare and Y, they're gonna also send us over some stuff for the winners as well. So make sure you guys, once again, at Real Fan Talk and at Ballin' for Peace, tag us in the videos. And I'm still trying to get Erick Barkley to come in as a ringer, as a celebrity guest dunker, so we can keep.
I ain't dunking.
He said that one time.
It's like warming up an old car. You gotta let an old car warm up.
All right. Maybe we
dunking.
get one of the kids. Maybe they might want to enter the dunk contest.
It depends how I'm feeling.
But definitely come out. It's for a good cause.
Yes.
Ballin' for Peace. Big shout out to Ron. Everything that he's doing with Ballin' for Peace, he continues to get better, and he's working in the community with our kids, and that is something that we always support here on Real Fans Real Talk, which is definitely one of the things with you, Eric, and giving back to the kids, working with the kids.
Thanks for having me.
Paying it forward. So we definitely love that. We got to come out sometime and check you working with the kids, man.
Anytime, man. I'll keep you guys updated on the events that's going on. This summer, I'm willing to throw about to throw a tournament down here in Dumbo City Park, Commodore Park. Just look out for some big things, man.
Let us know. We would definitely love to be a part of that. Anything that's for the kids, let us know.
Yes, indeed. AAU program is called Brooklyn Stompers. The brand is called 94 Feet, Clamp Squad. If you want to be trained by professionals, just look me up on Facebook. My name, Erick Barkley.
Give them the IG one. I mean, it's on the screen, but pull it up on the screen, but you can give it to them.
Instagram is ebark233, or you can hit me up on Facebook, Erick Barkley.
There it is right there.
There you go. And it's about time to wrap things up on this edition of Real Fans Real Talk. I also want to shout out Bobby Stone for coming back with 2 awards at the Be Free Awards. He is the creator of the Real Fans Real Talk theme song, which you're about to hear once again on the credits. So thanks to Erick Barkley for joining us on the program, and for Ladybug, Eric Sanchez, and Trip Young. I'm Mark the Statman Skevich. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week, everyone.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Peace.
Face facts, what up? RealFansRealTalk.com. With Arthur Diamonds, Trip Young, and intern Tom. For the white and black fans, Asia to Manhattan. I get all my facts from my bro Mark the Stats Man. If you're not tuned in, I recommend the CAT scan. And if your brain checks out, then you deserve a backhand. Sports, gossip, all the hot topics. RealFansRealTalk.com got it. They got the hottest bloggers.
Is Jeremy Lin hurt?
Well, log onto the site and you can hear it from them first. I'm talking about the latest. I'm talking about the greatest. Go check out the archives. Even tell a neighbor. Tell them Bobby sent ya. From spring to winter, tuning in should be the only thing on your agenda. Certified cosign, you know what I'm about, son. RealFansRealTalk.com. I'm out one. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, real talk. RealFansRealTalk.com. RealFansRealTalk.com. Real fans, real talk. Real fans, real talk. RealFansRealTalk.com. RealFansRealTalk.com.